Hi, friends. This is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the brand new 2025 Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Delves Adventure Book, and we're going to talk about how the specific adventure before the storm. So this is for player characters at level 10, and it features an adult black dragon. And now we're really there. Like this is a real dragon. This isn't a wormling. This isn't a young dragon. This is a full-on adult black dragon. And I'm not going to bury the lead here. I absolutely loved this adventure. It was my favorite adventure in Dragon Delve that I had encountered up to that point is really fantastic. So let's talk about it. All right. So spoilers for before the storm here. We're going to talk about what is in the adventure, and then I'm going to talk about my take on the adventure. So what I think of the adventure. So what is in it? So there's this town called Respite. The player characters get there, and immediately there's a tavern that is burning to the ground, right? So one, I love the idea that there's a tavern burning to the ground in one of these, in a D&D town, and the player characters aren't the cause, right? Because so often they are the cause, right? By the way, I would highly recommend. There are fights that break out whenever you have player characters in taverns, and I just kind of give taverns plot armor. I don't have them just burn to the ground for no reason, right? So because you got to give these tavern owners a break, right? Like, because I think having a tavern where adventurers are always there could be really rough. Anyway, all right. So they come to. So I also loved that right out of the gate, the player characters are being heroic, right? I just think a lot of times we forget that, and we're in this period where so many people are turning away from just good old-fashioned moral values and goodness overall, that I just love the idea that the player characters are called out as heroes right away, and given a chance to be heroic. All right, because in real life we don't often have that chance. We want to do epic things. We want to help. We see all these horrible things happening, and we're like, oh well, that's just the military's job or whoever's job. That's not for you to stop that, right? And I think a lot of times we see these injustices, and we're like, I would really love to stop that, right? Like to stop that from happening, right? And so I really love that aspect of the story. So they're in this town called Respite, and I have everything about this adventure is awesome. So Respite is this town that is in a coastal area, right? It's like kind of an island area, and this is a nautical sea town, and this is a nautical sea adventure that features pirates. We'll get there soon. But this town of Respite is in this area, and this area is swept with storms all the time. And the town has this weather vane, and in the weather vane there are these two magical gems, and the two magical gems specifically protect the town from these horrible storms that sweep in and destroy and really harm everything. And what's interesting is, without these gems, this town will literally be destroyed. Like in a week or a month, or maybe 2 months at the most, it'll just be scrubbed dry. It will literally be destroyed by the storms that continue to sweep over the area. So this town only exists because these magical gems protected. And I'm like, that's Dungeons and Dragons, man. That is Dungeons and Dragons to the nth, right? And it puts a time clock on and now the magical gems are stolen by these pirates, right? The magical gems have been stolen by these pirates. The player characters help save all these people from this burning tavern. And then the town is like, hey, we have this other problem where our town is going to get swept away. Can you help us? Can you find these gems? So the players are tasked with finding these gems. The gems have been stolen by these pirates, and they go off to fight these pirates. But when they come to this cove where these pirates live, they encounter this adult black dragon, which immediately gives fight, right? And so they have to fight an adult black dragon, and they have to fight these pirates. So this is a major major combat. It's extremely dangerous. It's highly likely, like 25, 33% of your player character group are going to die, right? Like, I love that. That's very that's very Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Doilies. I love everything about this. Finally, there's one very cool reveal, and that is that the adult Black Dragon, he's not just hanging out with the pirates, he's their captain, right? And of course, like that, and that's the great thing about dragons is dragons just ain't, you know, kicking around, flying around, eating cows. These guys are major, you know, magical creatures, but they can change shape, right? And so they can lead multiple lives as different people. And this Black Dragon is leading an extra life as a captain of a band of pirates. And so that's it. That's the full sweep. The other thing is they make it very clear that if they don't find both of these gems, right, to restore to respite, the town is destroyed, and probably their next adventure is literally going to be getting people away from the island, saying, hey, we searched, we couldn't find it, now we got to help you guys get off this island because everybody who stays here is going to die, right? Like, and the whole thing just has stakes and urgency and danger. I loved it. This is by far my favorite of the Dragon Delve adventures before the storm. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.